Assalamu alaikum everyone, I hope you're doing well. So I'm going to discuss some of my tips for like new Muslims. If you've just reverted or if you're thinking about reverting, then these are just some things I wish someone had told me. Let's get started. The first thing I want to say is don't go into this thinking it's going to be easy, because it's not. I don't want to like put anyone off, but seriously, you have to change a lot about your life. You're going to deal with a lot of negative reactions. You're going to deal with a lot of like self-doubt and like, can I do this? Am I doing this right? Am I good enough? It's very, very overwhelming, and there is just so much to learn and so much that people expect you to know. If you're going to convert and you're going to start following this, it's not just a hobby, it's not just a little thing you have on the side. This religion will become your life. At the beginning, you will try to work the religion around to suit your life. It has taken me a few months and I'm still not there. I'm still trying to like work my religion into my life already, instead of changing my life to fit the religion. Take it slow, but you will eventually realize that you can't just fit your religion in when it suits you. Islam will become the most important part of your day, of your life, because that's why we're living, isn't it? Like, that's why we're on earth, because of Allah. So I mean, that's why we were born. So eventually you start to realize, you know, I've got to do these things and I've got to stop just trying to work these into my everyday life. I've got to change my life so that I can show Allah that I appreciate everything, that I am so grateful for everything, that I want to do everything I can to show him that I am like serious about this and that I'm not just taking this for granted. The next thing I want to say is, please, before you do anything, learn your prayers. If you can't learn them in Arabic straight away, at least learn them in your native language. I decided I didn't want to waste my time learning my native language. I wanted to learn it in Arabic. I said that I wouldn't start praying until I knew the whole thing in Arabic. Okay, there is my first mistake. You don't get to do that. You don't get to choose when it's, you know, when you start praying. The point I'm trying to make is learn your prayers before you even like revert, okay? That should be your first priority. I made my first priority my hijab. Okay, fine, that's great too, but really your first priority should be your prayers, because if you're not praying, how are you communicating with God? How? You're not. How do you expect him to do anything for you and to give you any rewards or anything if you're not praying? Like, okay, it's really obvious. I learned that the hard way, and now I've wasted so much time not praying, and you need to learn how to pray. Do it before you even revert. Like, that's just one of my tips, okay? Read the Quran. I first got my first Quran. It's like an English translation. I got it when I was like, I don't know, 14 or something. It's a big book. I was kind of like, I'll read it later, I read bits of it. What I didn't realize though, which I realized this time around, is in the back of my Quran at least, and I think in most of them, especially if it's like a translation, I don't know, I've never even looked like at an Arabic one, like at a real one, you know. But in the back, there's an index. Go through and kind of pick out what you really want to read about, because it is a big book and there's a lot in it. So that's what I did first, because I felt that really helped me. So I wanted to know about certain stories and certain prophets and certain historical events and that kind of thing. So I went through, took note of all the pages and verses and whatever that I wanted to read, and then I went through and read, and I took pictures of like things that stood out to me and things I wanted to remember, and so now I have like, little things I can look back on if I need to refresh my memory on something, and that was so helpful. So that's what I really suggest doing. If you look at that Quran and you're like, oh, that was a really big book, do that first. This is important. Sometimes I actually have to pull myself up on this, because I do slip into this kind of judgmental mindset, which is obviously not what Islam is about. You have like come to Islam and you found the right way, right? This is the right way, right? Okay, but obviously family and friends, they're non-Muslim. Don't start acting superior and acting like you're better than them. Don't be like that, alright? One of the most important things you need to do when you first revert is keep your family close and show them a really good image of Islam. In the way you act, in the way you dress, in the way you respect them and talk to them and respect their beliefs. Okay? There is already so many misconceptions and so many myths and horrible, nasty things being said about this religion all the time. We do not need to feed into that stereotype. You know, we need to respect our families. They may not believe the same thing we believe, and we may think that they're wrong for that, but they're still our families, and we do need them to support us. And if we want them to accept us and accept Islam, we want them to be open to learning about Islam, then you need to not act like you're better than them just because like you've found this right way. Okay? You want them to accept your religion and this huge change in your life, you need to remain respectful to them. You need to have a safe place to let out all your overwhelming feelings, because you will have a lot. I have a lot. It's scary when suddenly everything you've believed your whole life or thought was fine and good your whole life it's not anymore. I've had to really step back and reevaluate my belief system and find ways to kind of channel these really intense emotions. If you don't have someone to talk to about it, then write it down, whatever. Find a forum. I found a really great forum. I go to it like a lot, and that's been helpful, because if I have like a question about something, or I just want to see if anyone can relate to this emotion or whatever, I want to find some other reverts to talk to, I can just go on there and be like, hey, help me. And then I also have my fiance, but he was born Muslim, he's been raised Muslim, he doesn't quite understand some of the emotional challenges I go through sometimes with changing different beliefs and values and learning new things, and just being like swamped with everything that I've like learned. It just makes your mind want to explode. So you really need a good place to get those feelings out and that kind of thing. Don't just like learn your prayers and like read a few pages of the Quran and look at some hadiths and be like, okay, that's enough for me now. I know enough. I'm done. You've got to be open to learning all the time, because you'll never learn enough. Sure, you might know more than someone who knows nothing about Islam, but you know nothing basically. Explore different schools of thought. Islam encourages this. It encourages you to have an open mind and to be open to learning and to seek knowledge. The more you learn and the more knowledge you have, the better you can help other people understand Islam and help your family understand Islam. The more you understand Islam, then the better you're going to follow it. So always be open to learning. Never think you've learned enough, because you never will. Does that make sense? I don't know. I don't even know what I'm talking about. I've been talking for like 20 minutes. Another tip is you've got to watch this lecture. I'm going to link it on the screen. I'm going to link it down below. I'm going to link it everywhere, because I watched it and I was like, yeah, everyone needs to watch this. Every Muslim needs to watch this. I don't care what you think you are right now, Shia, Sunni, I don't care, okay? Watch it. It's very helpful, especially if you're a revert. It just like, I was like, oh my god, yeah, this is like, I needed to hear this. So that's about it. I've probably missed out like everything I wanted to say, because whenever I sit in front of this like camera, I just start babbling. That's why I never upload, because I will record like stuff and I'll watch it back and I'm like, what is that? I didn't even say anything of importance. But I think I got everything I wanted to say out, and I'm gonna go have to sit and edit this, and hopefully I will come out with something decent. Thank you so much for watching. And please leave me a like or a dislike. Again, my Instagram is down below. Go follow me there and subscribe here as well. That'd be really nice. I'd really appreciate it if you could leave a comment, maybe with, you know, what else you would like to see me talk about. You know, if you have any questions or topics you would like me to discuss, that would be really helpful, because I honestly like don't even know what else to say. What's wrong with your teapot? So I better go deal with my child. Thanks for watching, and I hope you have a really great day and all of that stuff. Okay, bye!